I'm so grateful that we had the chance to move away from the purely technical aspect of conducting and deal with real life, so to speak, in your presentation, Nick. That was very enriching for me personally. So I like that combination of dealing with something a little bit more focused on the conductor with the application of that in a practical way to reality, which is where we function on a weekly basis. I want to read this quote to you by St. Basil the Great. Inasmuch as the Holy Spirit knows that it is difficult to lead mankind toward virtue, that because of our inclination towards pleasure, we are negligent of the path of righteousness. What does he do? Sweet singing accompanies teaching, so that through the sweetness of what we hear, we would imperceptibly be benefited from all that is said. So for me, this is a wonderful affirmation of the musical element, not only in worship, but in our spiritual lives. The Logos is the focus of the liturgy. The Logos is the revelation of God, and it moves into our worship experience. But St. Basil is saying it's okay to have music. As a musician, I'm going to take that a step further and say, we don't have to democratize our talents. We can be fully musicians within the church. So within Nick's presentation, we were dealing with everybody can participate in the worship experience. To some extent, the choir is a select body. There have to be baseline metrics, if you will. You have to match pitch, perhaps, or carry a melody. Although I have to say in my small choir, I have 8 to 10 people. 5 of them are musicians, 3 of them are not, and 1 of them is tone deaf. And you know what? As a kind of poslushania, I'm not sure how to translate into the English. Obedience is a form of obedience. I put her right next to me. And it's, something, it's okay. She's the sweetest person on earth. She's so dedicated and whatnot. And it just makes me feel that music is not just a lofty thing for the professionals. It works for everybody. But there is a baseline. But still, those of us who are directors, we have our individual callings towards music. We have our individual talents, different levels. We have Bach and Beethoven and Mozart, and we have wherever we are. Some of us here in this room even have perfect pitch. So within a lifetime, we can go from our baseline as musicians and move it to some level of being a bit closer to the masters, hearing more, and improving out. But this quote by St. Basil kind of gives me permission to be a musician in the Orthodox Church. I don't know if you've observed this. I have in my lifetime that the professional musicians are those who have studied music and pursued a life in music. They left the Orthodox Church. They went to sing and work with the Protestants and the Episcopalians. We need them back in church. We need them back here where we make music. Because Hagia Sophia, in the time of Saint Romanos, those were the best of the best singers and musicians. We tend to forget that. It's okay to be really talented in the Orthodox Church, and we should all cultivate our talents to the fullest. That's what I'm getting at. And with that introduction, I'd like to direct you to this little excerpt from Bruno Walter's really profound book entitled Of Music and Music Making. He was an anthroposoph. He believed in the teachings of Rudolf Steiner. He was not Orthodox by any means, but he had a philosophical approach to formulating what constitutes musical talent. And so I use this not so much to preach about the necessity of musicians coming back to the church and establishing the highest professional standards. I use this article to inspire in all of us, hopefully, self-assessment. We need, before we can grow at our individual levels, we need to understand what our deficiencies are. We need to understand where our strengths lie as musicians and where our weaknesses lie. When we understand that, we can grow. There's just that element of knowing, having the self-awareness, understanding where we are in the whole continuum. So he divides up musical talent into two categories: extrinsic musicality and intrinsic musicality. I will ask you to take this thing home, read it carefully, and think about it, but I do want to touch on the two elements. What is extrinsic musicality? Last week, we had a whole hour devoted to musicianship. And we talked about what does musicianship entail, right? Some ability to render the score at the keyboard, developing the musical ear, understanding musical texture, error detection, developing an awareness of balance within the choir, tone quality, all of those things fit into musicianship. But look at how he approaches it. I have known distinguished musicians who did not have it, extrinsic musicality, but the perfection of the so-called relative pitch is. He's talking about some have perfect pitch, some don't. The ear must be acutely sensitive to the purity of intervals. We have to cultivate this as directors. Then we can instill that in our singers. We have to cultivate an awareness of pure intervals and good intonation. Absolutely. You know, we hear so many, and when I've, do juries and participate in high school, music conferences for choirs and whatnot, it's absolutely amazing to me how clear the impact is of a conductor or a choir director who hears well on what the choir produces. Okay, so the choir director has to constantly cultivate a better understanding of pure intervals and be sensitive to intonation. Saying to the choir, sing in tune, is meaningless. It's absolutely meaningless. That's called preaching to the choir, right? Those who are in the choir who can hear, they can hear. You have to instill in the choir members an awareness of sensitivity to pitch and intonation through your own example. They know when you hear it. You know what I'm talking about as choir directors? When you just look at them and you just like that, and they already, oh, he's listening to us. And the more sophisticated the ensemble, the more that becomes a kind of unspoken, intuitive process. Just leaning towards the viola section will instill a different tone quality. Did you have a question?
I don't know how many of your churches stream, but our streams and posts it. I've gone back and listened, just because when you're singing, conductor probably can hear a little bit better, but when you're singing, you don't really hear it. Yeah. And it's like, ooh, or ooh. But just to be able to go back and listen to what you were conducting, I think gives
Yes,
you a different
yes,
sense
yes.
than when you're in the middle of it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, as you do it more, you become better at hearing things in the midst of the storm. But I can tell you, you know, I had finished all my doctoral work at the University of Illinois at Urbana. I thought I was a hot shot, and then I went to study in St. Petersburg, and he put me in front of an orchestra. So 3 times a week you sat in class preparing for orchestra, which was twice a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday was a classroom experience. Tuesday and Thursday was 4 hours of orchestra. And the first time, and I had to do the second movement of Tchaikovsky's Fifth. And when I heard that orchestra, it was overwhelming, absolutely overwhelming. And then as you get acclimated to that amazing richness of sound, you know, you become sort of fluid in it, right? But yeah, listening to your work is fantastic. Furthermore, the concept of oral excellence comprises utmost sensitivity, dynamic gradations, and for the relations between single parts, between instruments, and balance, hearing. You address that in some way. Hearing what's going on in a choir in terms of balance and blend. He talks about playing at sight, skill in transposing. How many of us can do what Leonard Bernstein did so wonderfully? When he would take on a conducting student, he'd like to show off, and he'd test the ability of the student, and he would say, okay, you know, here's the piece at hand. Transpose it a tritone up. And he'd sit down and do it himself, right? Whatever the student was going to. He was able to transpose a piece a tritone higher or lower at sight. Okay, so that's the level of musicianship that we can just look at and wonder. But practicing transposition is very important for all of us. It's very, very important. Don't underestimate that. Playing at sight gives us access to repertoire, right? I mean, one of the things, you know, you give so many concerts a year, we're constantly looking for new pieces for our choir. The best way to do it, the best way to familiarize yourself, sit down at that and go through a dozen scores a day, or how many ever else. You know, if you're building a program for a whole year with a choir, you know, you need to go through, you know, literally, I go through 50, 60, 70 pieces. I have to figure out how to, you know, what I like, what I don't like. You do that by playing it at the piano. You can sit there if you're really good and just hear it, but I don't know. That's a high level of skill. He talks, lastly, one of the most important features is an excellent musical memory. Extrinsic musicality, excellent musical memory. Let's get away from that score. I addressed this last week. It's right here. Our whole conducting technique starts to be affected by the visual limitation of looking at the score. What's wrong with memorizing a piece of music? My mother knew all the stihira for every major feast. For Lord, I call Litia, Aposticha, the praises. She knew them all by memory. You know, it's something we cultivate from our youth, but conducting by memory, or partially by memory, frees us to move our arms and to connect with the ensemble. That's hugely important. Take a couple pieces a week and just memorize them. Just do it. You know, it's not a big deal. It is common for an excellent extrinsic musicality to master with the greatest of ease tasks which present difficulties to a higher intrinsic talent. And he's going to talk about what intrinsic musicality is. So you can have an individual with perfect pitch, phenomenal piano skills, ability to transpose, just a really good ear. And that person may not have what he talks about, refers to as intrinsic musicality. It's an interesting little thing, right? So let's transition now into what he says about intrinsic. Unfortunately, I cannot follow my definition of extrinsic musicality with a complementary definition of intrinsic musicality. I have spoken before about the outer domains of music. Extrinsic is outer domains of music. And it is strictly speaking only these which are amenable to inspection. We can assess skill levels with musicians, since some light falls on them from the world of the senses. The term intrinsic musicality even indicates perhaps the impossibility of investigating, to however limited an extent, the dark depths of this important, if not decisive, part of musical talent. I would, however, venture to say that this, though it is not a formulation but merely a periphrasis of the truth, this is a lofty philosophical note. He to whom the realm of music is a spiritual home, he to whom in his music making its language is his second, if not his native tongue. He who understands music on hearing it like his mother tongue, such a person has intrinsic musicality. Music, music makes his soul vibrate. It affects him as directly almost as any moving, edifying, shattering, uplifting, actual emotional experience. So intrinsic musicality is a mysterious realm. It dwells in this inner world. And so he made reference to a great extrinsic talent who perhaps did not have that intrinsic capacity, right? And vice versa, you could have very, very gifted musicians who have that inner connection to the music, but they don't have enough musical skills. So the purpose of my presenting this to you is for all of us to evaluate ourselves, to self-assess. In those two categories, what are our strengths and what are our weaknesses, right? As we do that, we then can have a baseline from which we begin to grow in those areas. Is my hearing not so good when it comes to hearing four parts, let's say? Or is, the ability to hear purity of interval? Well, we need to work on that. If, however, we feel deficient in the intrinsic in the realm, how can we enhance that part of our musical being? Well, you can. You listen to great music. You read the Holy Fathers. You think about music. You develop your lyrical nature. If you feel, for instance, that something moves you in music, like the second movement of Beethoven's Fifth Piano Concerto, or the third movement of Beethoven's Ninth City, if listen to it, let it affect your soul. That develops within you that lyrical capacity. So I just wanted to throw this at you because this has been such a huge part of my musical journey, is that I'm constantly, as I encounter a new piece of music, I'm constantly confronted with where my deficiencies lie. And then I'm able to emphasize that. So give that some more thought and put that into your vocabulary. So in the next 2 hours or an hour and a half, I'd like to spend reviewing the physicality of our conducting. If you notice, I posted the beat patterns up on the wall. What we're going to do is each individual is going to, there are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. There are 8 of them. So we'll just start like that, and then we'll walk around in a circle, and each of you will paint. And that'll give you a kind of a method by which you could practice that at home. Talking about beat patterns in the abstract is really a useless endeavor. Actually practicing them, and then later in front of a mirror, we'll do that. Okay, time to get up, stand behind your chair. Enough talking. Enough intrinsic philosophizing. We are going to the extrinsic realm. So move apart a little bit. Last week, this is a review. Last week we talked about going to, and you're going to have to move away from the camera just a little bit. We talked about home base position. And yes, I did get a wonderful email from one of our participants that said, choir members already noticed at Vigil that my conducting was easier to follow. So I was encouraged by that. Feet apart, shoulder apart. You're like a cat. You're never lock-kneed, because that creates this kind of rigidity. If a conductor stands like that, it also creates rigidity. It's like, how are you going? You have to create this sense to the ensemble that you're ready to leap at them. You know, you're ready like a cat. So there's that flexibility there. Your shoulders are back. Your hands are swinging freely at the side. And now they're going to just come up, and you're going to put them right there. And you're not going to do this. Okay? We talked about it last week. So if that was part of your musical upbringing, just for today, you're going to abandon it. You're going to put beat 1 right here. Keep them up there. I'm going to talk. If you could just move your right hand a little bit, there you go. So the reason for this, keep them out there, keep them out there. Okay, a Wagner opera, 3 hours, 4 hours, right? Come on. It's not one Kyrie eleison. Beat 1 is here, beat 2 is here, beat 3 is here, beat 4 is here. If I put beat 1 here, beat 2 is somewhere in left field, beat 3 becomes closer to beat 1 should be, and 4 it's a mess. And if I put a baton in my hand with this kind of a position, where does the tip of the baton sit? Right here in the middle. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the logic behind handshake. That is beat 1. Cultivate that. Put your hands out. We want, as we talked last week, we want extension from the body, and we want a little bit movement away from the body. So this extent, not close to the body, but extend it out. And in this direction, not close to the body, but a little bit out here. If you have really wide shoulders, you don't want to go out even further. You're going to look like a Mack truck. If you're really thin, you don't want to go too close, because that's going to make it exactly. So bring it out and put it in home base position. Position of the wrist we talked about. Seeing the palm, move the wrist all the way up. Bring it to the middle. Bring it up and to the middle. And we don't want middle to the bottom. And we talked about this. Energy slips down. And we just see this then. Like go away, go away, go away. High, high, high. Too much of this is Heil Hitler. We don't want that either. So extended arms and moving the wrist up slowly and to the middle. Up and to the middle. No elbow, please, just wrist. Cultivate the wrist on its own. You might extend a little bit more over there just so you eliminate the elbow for now. Okay, a little bit more space that way. Good. Very nice. You could bring a little closer back because right now it creates that kind of like, don't come close to me sort of feeling. Yes, that's good. And we talked about the importance of the palm. Why? Anybody remember? Because when you love somebody, you don't come up and go, I love you. You go, I love you. Like that. So the palm is something that's intimate. It's something you want to show to your ensemble. It creates this psychological illusion that tone is something you're holding out here or caressing. You don't do it with the back of your hand. Okay? This is review for some of you, but it's still good to go to that. Good. Now drop your hand to your arm to the side and experience the shoulder joint, which is just this. No elbow whatsoever. It's just all shoulder joint. And the shoulder joint can go really high, can go really low, and can go out to the side. And there's no elbow. Why am I de-emphasizing the elbow? Because we choir directors tend to conduct like this all the time. Right? We need to get away from that because we do that really well. We don't need to cultivate the forearm anymore. We need to cultivate the wrist, and we need to cultivate the upper arm. It doesn't mean you conduct big. What it means is that the whole arm is alive. Look at the arm. It's not a large motion, but you can feel the shoulder moving, lifting, lift, 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 and the wrist is moving. And I mentioned to you, drop your hands because I don't want to overwork you. You're not going to do a Wagner opera soon, but you're going to do a divine liturgy all in this position for an hour and a half. Or with Father Cosma in 1 hour. So, that's a review. That's the physical part of that home base position and the moving away. Then we moved into ways of beating. Very, very important that we start cultivating a conducting technique that differentiates different ways of beating. So I will illustrate. So we have a non espressivo legato, which just marks the beat. You can use 2 hands, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no energy in it. There's no expression in it. It's smooth. There's no hitting of the ictus. Good. And as I said the word ictus, I want to illustrate 2 types of icti. Say the word ta as you see my arm swing. And perfect ensemble, right? What caused it? Why was there perfect ensemble in the motion? Think about it now. Say it. You can get 1,000 people on stage and you will do that and they will say it precisely together. That's what we call an ictus, the moment of strike. That's what we call the beat, in other words. You want to get a perfect beat, you have to understand the 2 principles involved. That principle is the pendulum principle. So the beat, the arm accelerates to the point of ictus, it decelerates away, and it comes back, boom, ta, 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 ta. So let's try that, please. If David, could you swing for us? And we're going to say ta. You can bend over a little bit. Move away from those chairs, too. Yeah. There you go. Good. Did you notice the ensemble isn't that good? Or did you feel it was adequate? It was adequate. Can it be better? Yeah. Okay. Why do you think it could be better? Anyone from the floor? You were controlling the motion a little bit. You weren't allowing it to swing freely. You were controlling it down a little bit. just a little bit. And that affects, because then we go, we don't know exactly where it's swinging to. Try it again and just really swing from the shoulder down. Ta, ta, ta. Perfect. Perfect, right? Nick? Good. Excellent. Yeah, there's a little bit of constraint on the up portion. Let it go back all the way in a relaxed way. That's excellent. Paula? You can slow it down a little bit. Allow the weight of the arm to guide that. Bend over a little more so you feel the shoulder swinging. Don't bend this here. Just keep the shoulder. It'll bend a little bit, but don't do this. Reminds me of Tim Conway in his, remember that dentist scene where he got stuck the Novocaine in his arm? Good, please. Yeah, you don't need to put so much force into that. Just let the arm swing. You're like, whack and whack. Just let it swing. Yeah, there we go. Joanne. Joanne stated that she does not want to conduct, but after this session, I think we're going to force you to do that. Because you just do it so well, all right? Please. Perfetto. Slavica. Slow it down a little bit. Okay, no problem. So the other principle in the ictus is what we call gravity. Say ta when you think you should. Amazing. Perfect ensemble, right? Or left hand. What happened? Why did that work? Okay. What I was doing, what you were watching, what prompted the response to be accurate?
Your arm fell to the lowest point.
I collected the weight in the arm, I dropped it, and at the moment where it fell, that was gravity at work, and you all said, ta. Do it again. I mean, it's amazing, right? So transferring those two notion of ictus, that's what's called ictus, the beat, or ictai in the plural, to beat patterns, anything that's up and down, if you start controlling beat one, is not going to work. Say ta, please, and. You don't really, you say, because I'm constraining, right? Now watch. I'm allowing it to fall freely. I start controlling it, and you're not sure, right? On this, say ta. Or if I start going, not clear, right? So you can see that as we move into the legato way of beating, we're going to have to find a way to convey clear ictus through the legato. That's a separate challenge. But as conductors, we need to understand the materials we work with, just like the painter understands the colors, right? They're there and he knows exactly. This is what we work with. We work with the ictus. Yes, ma'am.
So when we're doing this, though, because I see some people spread with their elbows.
Yeah, try not to bend it. It's going to keep it loose. Keep it loose and try to swing from the shoulder more. And Yeah, don't take this back to liturgy tomorrow and start conducting Kyrie eleison. You know, I mean, that's not going to work for other reasons. Good. Any questions about that? Yes, sir.
Just a comment. When my dad was starting to teach me back in the day, he said that within your arm you need to feel more precisely where you feel the beat is. And I always felt it right here. So,
Yeah.
So that when I'm directing, I feel it in these two fingers more precisely so that your arm movement is consistent and conveys the message of what you want.
Yeah, so, you know, if I start conducting here, watch my hand. What are you watching now? My wrist or my forearm, right? You're watching this. Now I'm just going to do wrist, wrist, wrist. So, yeah, to your point, you want it to be in the wrist, which is why the wrist is so important, because this is where we really articulate the beat. Okay, we can do it from the forearm with a locked wrist, and it'll work. It'll be precise, but it's much harder to do it just from the wrist. Thank you for that. So, are we cool on that? Now, theoretically, there are two types of ictai, movable and fixed. And you should know this also, just like there's fixed do, solfege, and movable do, right? So a fixed ictus is one where the beat is always in the same place. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And it's the rebound away that determines the beat pattern. 1, 2, 3. This is what emerged from the French school. The German and Russian school has a movable ictus, which is 1, 2, 3. So the ictus is geographically in different places. Okay, so they're two distinctly, but also being aware of that helps you understand what you're doing. I teach the movable ictus because that's what I inherited from the Russian school, and I think it's much more useful for legato. It's very hard to conduct legato in a fixed ictus. With a movable ictus, I can stretch between the beats. Okay, good. That's fine. Bring them in, young people, learning how to pendulum swing. Now the ways of beating, we had the in a 4 pattern, we had a non espressivo, just marking the beat. I went to the store and I bought, right? I mean, there's just nothing in it, right? And you use this sometimes in conducting when you just want to mark the beat. Yeah, you don't need to do those little loops. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other direction of the spectrum, put your hands out here. Light staccato. Bum, bum, bim, bum, bim, bum. Just feel the wrist. No elbow, please. Just wrist, wrist, wrist. Raise it up a little higher. So not the elbow. Raise the wrist higher. This is the highest position of the wrist. You're kind of here. Bring it all the way up. Bring the wrist all the way up without raising the elbow. Just the wrist. Cobra. And from the cobra, strike. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. Need to cultivate that. Boom, 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 bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Good. Forearm. And do the same thing. When you introduce the forearm, you get what? You get a little more force in the beat, which causes what we call a full staccato. Pum, 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 pum. That's a familiar gesture to us, right? We use that with the choir a lot. Can you extend your arms a little bit more, Alex? Yeah, and do it from here. Think about how Mediterraneans talk. You know, they don't talk here. I give it, you know, it's like, they don't do it. They do it out here, right? Okay, so that's that. So we have, now marcato will be pam, pam, from the shoulder, pam. It's a twisting motion and a lot of force on the way down, but relax the arm. Let it fall freely and say za, za, za. Sing the note za, 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 za. That's right. That's right. You don't use that too much in church, only when they don't follow you at all. That's when you're going to introduce that. Now the legato in the other direction. We had non espressivo, and now we're going to do loops, and it's all connected with the forearm, and we cultivate the shoulder and the wrist for the legato. Do a 3 pattern, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm going to illustrate those patterns to you, and I'm going to ask then that we all spend maybe 15 minutes on this. So we have, remember, I gave you that pattern, that sheet of paper with the patterns, right? So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We don't need to go 1, 2. I did that incorrectly on that. Beat 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3 is here. 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Try that with the arc now, starting on the beat on the 3 pattern. Watch my left arm. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Get your wrist involved freely. And 1, 2, 3. Why is this kind of better than the swinging out? 1, 2, 3. Because it gives more consistency in the quality of the beat. In this, we have 1 and then 2. It's a different ictus. But here we got same ictus. Anything that's the same, the orchestra appreciates that much more. 1, 2, 3. 1. 4 will be 1, 2, all the way 3, and 4 is back where 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 1, 2, 3. Do you mind if I would touch your arm a little? And 1, 2, through slow motion, and 4. Now make it smaller. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a tendency to want to do that on 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Bring it, don't worry about bringing it out to 3 more. See, the distance has to be the same from 1 to 2 as from 1 to 3. So 3's out here. 1, 2, 3. Relax your arm. Where's the tension? 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. This is different than 1, 2, 3. It's a different, okay? So just, and if you could extend a little more as you do that, but I understand, but 1, 2, 3, 4. The tendency is just to enhance the vocabulary we have. Here's the traditional 1, swing out, swing out, swing out. This is the opposite. It's down, oh, they're all arches.
Okay.
They're all the same. Just so you have more variety in there. 1, 2. Yeah, so you're doing 1 and 2 tends to want to do that. Slow motion, arch it to, and then arch, arch. 1, arch, arch, arch.
Is there a reason it's 1, you go out for 2?
Out for 3.
Whereas 1, you go in first on the 4. Is there a reason for that?
There's a 1 to 2, you mean, goes to the side. 1, 2. Well, because we need some kind of geographic demarcation of space.
So
Right.
if you did, could you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4? You know, like
Oh, you mean why does it go for 2 to the left?
2 to the left and 3 to the right.
As opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, why? You know, that's like one of those why are we alive sort of thing. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll make it a little smaller. 1, 2, 3, up.
Oh, I
Always
see.
before 1, you want it bigger because people need to see 1, right? Please. That's a 3, a 2, 3. Keep this more activated at the shoulder. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, you're going to 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't lift so much on the rebound. Folks, all of us, we do need to go 1, 2. We don't need to rebound up. It's 1, 2, and rebound before the downbeat. You always need a bigger prep. Why? You know, sometimes if you have a crappy conductor in front of an orchestra, some smart aleck's going to go, just give us the downbeat. You know? We'll do the rest, okay? Just show us where the downbeat is. 1, 2, 3. 1, right? So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. You need to go 1, 2. You don't need to make the arch so big. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, on the other side, we have the legato. 1, there we go. 1, 2. 1. It goes 1, 2. 1, 2. 1 and 2 is here. And the 3 pattern will go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the 4 pattern will go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so Slavica, if you can start here, and everybody just come up here to one of these. There are 8 of you, there are 8 charts. And make it snappy. Chop, chop, right here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so what's going to happen is you can draw all you want. Just don't really mess it up for the next person, right? So 1, you're going to just follow this. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And just start drawing with the pencil, the marker that's in front of you. You could do whatever tempo you want. Slower would be better. This one kind of goes 1, 2, 1, 2. 2 is almost where 1 is. Raz, dva. Raz, dva. We don't do 1, 2. We don't swing out. The reason for that is because we want the 2 beats to be the same. When you do 1, 2, we tend to rush the 2 when we swing. 1, whoop, 1, whoop. And this goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Don't rebound off of 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You rebound off of 2, but not off of 1, 2, so you erase for that. So just keep going. Very nice. 1, 2, 3. What'd you switch colors here or what? Oh, no, you just, all right. Keep going, keep going. Oh, you picked the hardest ones. Ha, 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 ha.
Both of them together.
What
so we're
on
weird.
earth is
That was
this?
hard.
Ay, Господи, помилуй.
right.
You go back to 1 over there. No. God, you got to be creative, right? Just follow the darn line there. What do you? You did this? Oh, Mamma mia.
Espressivo, legato.
Look. This says a little bit about the personality, right? It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Madam, draw. Oh, take a different color.
Okay, I'll just okay.
Yeah, now use the black. Use the black, because I want that red one to be eliminated. No.
No pressure.
Okay, can you make it a little bit more consistent with the black one? I mean, look at that. Symmetrical, 3, 4. Just follow the black. The black is your kind of home base.
Is that better?
Yeah, it is better. Okay, move over 1. You're going to the first one. Move over to your right. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Move over to your right.
Same color or?
No, use the one that's there already, yeah. Oh, you could take a different color. Yeah. Take a different color so you'll leave your mark, you know. Good job. Go do that over there, yeah. Keep your marker with you, your original one, so you leave your particular color. Yeah, I will, just a second. Folks, do it slowly. Do it at quarter note equals 60. 1, 2, 1, 2. See, there's no this. 1, 2. There's no, it's just 1, 2, 1, 2. Slow it down a little bit. 1, 2. The reason this goes high is to create a preparation for beat 1. So this doesn't need to go as high. It could be 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, stand tall and paint in front of you. Try to follow the black line a little bit more. That's it. That's called the Italian 6, as opposed to what the German 6 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'd use that for mixed meter or for Stravinsky, anything that needs visual. No, Stravinsky in church. This one, I'll show you why it's a little more, it's more musical. So if you want to cultivate, you want to improve your beat patterns, this is how you do it. You don't do it in your head. You put this on the wall in your room and you practice it. And you practice it for hours until it becomes absolutely home base for you.
So Peter, with this, do I want this on my right side?
Yes.
Or do I want right?
One, but Tom, remember 1,
Okay.
2, 3,
And in the case that I'm mirroring, does
yeah.
it become a little bit condensed?
No, you don't let this interfere with the
this.
integrity of that.
Got it.
Yeah, but see, you're still going 1, and you want to swing out this way.
yeah.
Arc, 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 and arc, arc, arc. Keep drawing, my friends. Keep drawing, please. Don't feel like you did it a few times and you're... Okay, are you ready? Now, you feel the feeling of that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Why do you think this might be better than 1, 2, or 1, 2, 1, 2? It's a hard question to answer.
Articulation thing? Is that what you're
What I'm getting at is that because the two beats are different physically in this arch, one will tend to rush. One will be 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1, 2, they're exactly the same. 1, and just the preparation for 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. This traditionally tends to rush that beat. So that's the reason. Okay, who needs a black marker? Okay, move over one, please. Oh, are you sure you're not going to develop your right arm?
I'm doing it. I'm a lefty. I'm trying.
Well, because this is going to put you at an advantage for espressivo in your left hand. Because you're going to have independence of arms, which most people don't have. If you learn to beat time with your right hand, your left hand can do all sorts of beautiful artistic things. That's my suggestion to you. 3, 4. Make it small. Make control. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Folks, I want to show you something about the Italian sixth. Can you look this way, please? The beauty of the Italian sixth is that you can do accelerando and decelerando. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can go into cut time or in compound meter, and vice versa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. You can control things better with this. The German sixth is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The German you use when you want to show clearly to the orchestra or to your ensemble where the beats actually are. Okay, so that's just both are valid, but you use them for different contexts. You know that, Solenis Confessore? Never mind. That one by Mozart.
That's beautiful. Can you? No, it is beautiful.
Thank you, yeah. I feel validated. You know, I'm like, no, that one. No, I don't know that one.
I don't know the name of it though. Okay, can you do an Italian 7/8? Is that possible or no? And how
An Italian 7/8? No, an Italian 7/8 is, no, 7/8 is 2 plus 2 plus 3.
how-
It could be
so
3 plus
there's
2
no-
plus 2.
There's no
No,
like German, Italian, whatever.
no,
it's just
because
how you choose to do it.
because those are grouped 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1. So you could put it in a 3 pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Or 2 plus 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, that one is just for a symmetrical 6 beats. Okay, move over, quick, let's go, switch.
Which one is which? Sorry. Which one is?
They're both Italian. This one is, folks, have you noticed that one is non-legato and the other is legato? That's the point of the two.
So those are both the Italian one, and the German one is when you don't pitch back.
The German one doesn't have a Christmas tree. The German one is all in front, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up.
I just had to make sure I had the labels correct with each one.
Folks, I love your 1 and 2. No, it really, and then try putting the marker right on and guiding with your wrist, not your whole arm. Use your wrist now. And you don't need to go up as high. I only did that because I want a big prep for 1. Exactly. You go only as high as you want to show a good prep for 1.
Okay.
Folks, this way one more time. I can do any of those patterns. Just focus on this. This is really important. I can do any of those patterns with any joint. So conducting technique in its entirety is the ability to conduct any of these patterns, any way of beating, with any joint at any tempo. That's what conducting technique is, okay? So, for instance, number 1 would be 1 and 1, 2, 1, 2. 3 would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'll bring a little elbow forward. Now I'll use elbow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, 1, 2, 3. Elbow, right? 2, 3. Whole arm. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 3 pattern. 1, 2. Put your left hand on your right shoulder. Feel the shoulder involved. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's not just the elbow, not the wrist, but all 3 joints are involved. So when I work with students one-on-one at different levels, intermediate and advanced, I have a vocabulary which I can use with the participant. You're using too much wrist. You're using too much elbow. Bring more wrist into play, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? And certain ways of beating tend to emphasize certain joints. Okay? The light staccato is not going to be from the shoulder. It's going to be pump, 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 pump. A full staccato will probably be from the elbow. Marcato's probably going to be from the shoulder. This is all part of our conducting technique. And you have to figure out where your deficiencies are. And that's what you're going to focus on. Switch, please. Wait, is somebody missing? Oh, Joanne ran away. Joanne. I'm like, what happened over here? No, Jimmy John's is important. Yeah. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. One more thing when you look up this way, please. Legato being the most difficult. Who is a string player here? Anybody play string? Okay, so, I like to use the notion of the bow for the legato. When there's a change of bow, ta-di, that moment when you switch bow can have a stop or it can connect, right? So a legato in conducting is very similar to that. So if you're doing a 3 pattern in legato, 1, don't throw away the beat. 1, 2, 3, pump. That moment of the curve is where you can lose the legato. Do you understand what I'm saying by that? Let me illustrate. 1, 2, sing. Ta, 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 ta. Now I'm going to change to legato. Sing ta. You stopping the tone. Did you see that? Because I didn't stop the beat. T, and right at that moment where I switch is where you want kind of an agogic, like there's a pressing, there's more energy in there. T, T, ba, ba. That's not legato. Get it? It's cool. Cultivating that's tough. And you can appreciate it by putting your two hands together and at those tom, yum, yum. There's no stoppage and press. There's more agogic emphasis at the moment of the turn in legato. Okay, where are we? One more? Okay, one more. Let's go. Joanne bowed out. It's too much for her. I'm taking these home. I'm framing them. They are Jackson Pollock masterpieces. Okay, my friends, let's come back home. You get the idea. If you want to practice for real, you have to practice. This is what I use. You can put this on your bedroom door or wherever and practice it. That's the only way to really cultivate muscular development.